Okay, welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm here again with another video. I'm with Mum this time. Say hi, Mum.
Hiya.
So, yeah, so thanks for joining us again. We're on our drive to go and see my sister like last time. And we just had some breakfast, innit, Mum? Some nice, bad tasting strawberries that you didn't enjoy. I don't think they're real strawberries anyway. But we had those anyway. They're fake strawberries, definitely. If we were in Jamaica now, we'd get real fruit, you know, but we have to make do here. Yeah. So, what are we going to talk about today, Mum? We are going to talk about this country, Britain. Great Britain. Britain, it used to be great. Not great anymore. The UK, the United Kingdom. How long have you been living here, Mum? Would you say?
Oh Lord, how old is Maureen?
Right, so Maureen's 62, so about 63 years.
That's a lot.
It's a lifetime, Mum, isn't it?
Oh, nah.
So Mum came here when she was... How old were you, Mum?
19?
19. Just for those of you that don't know, Mum's apparently got early onset dementia, which we don't claim, but I just so you understand, if Mum forgets things sometimes, that's what they claim is going on with her, but we don't claim that. But I'm just letting you know. So yeah. But yeah, Mum, 63 years. So you came here when you were 19. And you met, it's a long time, isn't it? Long time. And you met Daddy shortly after you arrived here. And they made a life together, got married and had kids, right? So here I am, one of those kids. So really what we could talk about today really is this country and how it has treated you, Mum. And how, you know, what has changed. You know, I can say what's changed from my perspective, but yours would be a lot more interesting. You know, from 19, so you got here in 19, what would that be? You got here in probably 1962, is that right?
Yeah,
1962. And what did you... Maureen was born in 1963.
Yeah.
Because you met Daddy quite soon after you arrived here. What was you said you came to your brother?
Yeah.
Your eldest brother. Because he was here, he was married already and all the rest of it, and you were sent to him. Yeah. Tell me if I'm getting any of this wrong.
You're not, and after that, well, he married someone.
Your brother married someone, yeah. So you had to kind of move on. Yeah. So where were you living? Brixton, isn't it? So you came to Brixton. And what was that like? Was it quite scary, Mum, when you first landed? Because this was the first time you travelled, you said.
Yeah, you go anywhere on your own.
Yeah.
Yes. Imagine, it's a frightening experience. To board, plane.
Or to play for the first time.
You know.
It was scary. But you did it though.
I did it. It didn't take long because you have to get out.
Yeah, and you have to just get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yeah. So your parents sent you? Mom?
Yeah.
Your parents sent you here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. They borrowed money.
They borrowed money to send you here?
Send me away,
Yeah. And you're the oldest of how many siblings? Let's think. Godfrey, Victor, Doreen, Cynthia.
That's Cynthia. Maureen.
Yeah, Joyce. Doreen, Cynthia, Joyce. Godfrey, Victor. Yeah, so there's a lot of you anyway. Yeah, so you were the oldest of them. So you were sent to England. But you'd already had 2 children before you left, isn't it? You know, so you had at a young age, yeah. So they wanted better for you, you know. So grandma,
having more children.
that's right. So grandma, to stop you from having more children, and grandma was happy to look after your 2 sons, my 2 brothers.
Done.
So that window's shut for you there, right, Mum?
Cool.
Is it
I
cold?
don't have on. I realize now I don't have on a cardigan.
Oh, so we should have put another layer on. Yeah. So where were we? So you came, right? And you met Daddy, you got married, you had children, and so on, right? And what was Britain like then? What was Britain like in those days?
You know,
was it easy life, hard life? What was it?
I would say if I look back, if I look back, I would say it's at that time it was, from my eyes, it was a sort of calm pace.
It was calmer.
Yeah, it was.
Well, there would have been less cars, I would have thought.
Of course.
And there would have been less, maybe. So it was less vehicles in general.
Yes.
So so it wasn't so much hustle and bustle then. Right. Okay. A much calmer place.
Sunday was Sunday.
Sunday was very quiet. Right. Well, shops never used to open. I remember.
That's right.
You talking about that.
And if
you know.
it will somebody open a window.
Right, and they just sell you something through the window because you're not really. And what was that about? Was that about observing Sunday as being a holy day? So it was very
the same like back home.
Right, and you were used to this because this was like back in Jamaica was the same principle at that time. So people wouldn't really go out and buy shopping on a Sunday.
Shop not open.
Shops are not open.
Open their window, for instance.
You
know, you
might discreetly. You're doing it discreetly, right? Got you. That's so interesting.
You knock on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So okay, so that's that. And at those times, what was the transport like then? It was just were there a lot of buses and?
No, man.
Not, I mean here in England. No, not many buses.
It wasn't like now where bus on top of one another.
Right, it was only once.
You know, you can't run and hop the bus. You know.
Yeah, you used to jump on the back. Yeah. The open back buses.
The open back buses, and you run down run it down at the stoplight and
then you jump on it.
Yeah, listen.
I mean, I can recall doing that, even though I came much later. I can still, in my time, it was still like that. And we jump on the back of the buses, and they move, or jump off when you're getting off before the bus stop. You jump off. When you think about it now, it was quite dangerous, but
it was,
but that was the way it was, you know. What else can I ask, Mummy? So life was much more calm, you said. There wasn't much hustle and bustle in Britain.
No.
Right. So what did you do for like fun, Mum? What was the?
No fun wasn't there.
There was no fun.
You come at this big country. There wasn't any fun. I think the fun for a lot of us who came is people who have a house party and then
so we created our own fun in the form of house parties.
And police we knocked to and
the police would knock the door.
My neighbor next door, you know, complain. And so you have to turn the
music down.
You know.
But that was like
really our guys. You know, and they never really give it.
A toss. Because they want to enjoy themselves.
really. Yeah.
Right. Gosh, that's so
It
good.
was a lonely time, though.
It was lonely.
Yeah. It's
In what
lonely.
sense?
You're alone. Say I just land from thing. I stay maybe a few days at my brother's house. His wife, it wasn't that nice.
So she wasn't really receiving you well. Yeah.
So
you weren't really comfortable.
No. So
Right.
get me somewhere.
Right, but your brother got you somewhere else to stay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
He was alright.
Yeah, he's a good
Look
brother
after
actually.
me,
Good
yeah.
uncle. You know, good uncle. Really good uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom is my mother.
Your mum's
child.
child, but not your dad's.
Yeah. And he was alright. He's a calm.
Oh, he's awesome, you know.
Yeah. Funny.
So back to what we're saying about the Britain at that time, you know. So there wasn't much to do for fun. You had to create your own fun, and that was more sort of house parties and stuff like that. Seaside visits used to do. I remember that as a child. You and Dad used to take us to the seaside,
Was one of
Margate and Brighton. Huh?
Yeah, seaside visit was a big thing.
It was a big thing, yeah. Yeah, we used to have fun with that, you know.
Yeah.
I remember that as a child, you know,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But it's definitely changed this country, wouldn't you say, Mum?
Of course, this is not.
Would you
it's
say
more
it's changed for the
vibrant,
better or the
vibrant.
worse?
I would say for better.
You think
of
it's changed
course.
for the better,
But
yeah?
When we came here, it was just a bare Britain with
It was-
houses that black
Very
and
grey and sooty, yeah. Well, they'd use. Let's talk about that a bit, because they used to use. There wasn't much houses with central heating.
No, there wasn't.
There were still houses with.
Smoke, what you call it?
Smoke,
fire,
coal,
chimney.
yeah, chimney.
You don't even see any.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
people
they
were
still have
burning
people burn
fireplaces with coal.
Yeah.
So the chimneys were being
And
used at that
came-
time.
and
Yeah.
because we were in room and thing, it's paraffin we use.
Paraffin heaters,
So you have to buy your heater.
paraffin oil.
Yeah, you have to buy the heater first.
Yeah, and then
And
the
then-
oil to fill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Dangerous, no?
Yeah. Lot.
I would have
Houses,
thought.
I'm not saying lot, but
It did
houses
cause
catch
house
a
fires,
fire.
yeah.
And I think people lose their lives.
Yeah, I
around
would have
day,
thought that
you
would have
know, so
happened, yeah.
It
wasn't.
pretty sad.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah.
Pretty sad to hear that.
Yeah, so this is pre sort of central heating and
Yes.
radiators and stuff that we take for granted today. That wasn't here.
Everybody,
And also, what about the toilets, Mum? Because even me being born in 1970
The whole
and growing
toilet
up in the
story
70s,
is-
I actually remember going to, because I had a nanny, lovely lady, white lady. She was awesome. And Mummy used to take me to Nanny. Nanny was absolutely awesome.
Absolutely.
And
there was no if about her.
awesome woman, especially as for a white woman
Well,
in those
looking at the
times.
black
There was no racism, or if she loved us like our own, she treated us like her own.
Don't
So
joke with her, no.
I've got
Nobody
absolute
can do
full 100% percent respect for
her. No, don't
for
muck
Nanny.
about with
What was her name? Flo. Yeah, awesome lady.
Don't muck about with
No,
her.
but yeah,
She go and teach her themselves if they muck about with her.
awesome lady. Yeah. So,
English woman.
but I remember she had an outside toilet in her house, and we used to hate going out there to use the toilet. We'd try and hold it till Mummy come back to get us. But she'd say, "Come on, I'm gonna take you out there," and she'd take us out into the garden, into this outside toilet, and she'd stay with us, and because we were scared to use it. But I mean, that shows you how different it was,
And then we too leave the big toilet home.
Yeah, so in the countryside you got pit toilets and stuff
Toilets,
like that, but you don't expect England to have any. You expect England to be, great,
And
you know,
they have
as
to
they
try.
claim they are, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so those things have changed, you know. Toilet habits have actually changed in that time. So that's it. That's interesting, isn't it, Mark? But yeah, I think you say it's changed for the better, and I think for me, I think it has changed in a lot of ways for the better.
Yeah.
But I think that it's since reaching the better, I think it reached a peak. And I think it's now going downhill again. Not necessarily that we're going back to outside toilets, but I think in terms of the social quality of life aspect of Britain, I think it's going the other way. And I think that, I mean, we can talk about the reasons for that, you know, but I think, let me give you an example. You know, during my sort of teenage years, young years, you know, teenage, 20s, 30s, Britain, I think, had reached a peak in terms of its
development.
Well, not even so much the development, but I'm more sort of talking about how you feel as residents and citizens of the country, how financially you're coping, how socially you're coping, the quality of your life in all those aspects of any community, if that makes sense. You know, we as young people, we had a variety of nightclubs that we could go. There was just one or two. There was just like countless nightclubs. You know, there were always, you know, there was always something to do. You know, it gone from like there were house parties to, well, there's nightclubs, there's wine bars, there's, I mean, countless, you know. It became, a house party became quite a novelty. It happened, but not very often. You bring a bottle and all the, you know, but it became more about nightclubs and it was just really, really nice, the variety of choice that you had. And aside from nightlife, you had there was always a outdoor event going on, you know. We used to call them all-dayers, right? Where you'd have in Brockwell Park in South London, you know, Finsbury Park, all the parks in London. There'd be, and especially around the summertime, there'd be like these nice music events and festivals. That's not to say these things are not still happening, but there's something about how often they're too restricted now. It was just more organic and free and just like it was just nobody. No one sort of no authority trying to control how long, when, you know, how often. It was just more free.
And another thing, you see, I think they were jealous of. They are jealous of our freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom, and also the money.
Generated from it. Yeah.
Get up their house.
Yeah. They don't like to see.
Yes.
Yeah. And when we say they, who are we talking about? The government.
And I know this government are the white.
Well.
Races.
Well, I don't know if it's do you know what? I don't know if it's just the white race that think, no, because what I remember is that a lot of white people played a part in a lot of these events in terms of turning up and enjoying our music and our culture, and that is where that is how they got exposed to that, and they're always welcome. You understand? Yes. I think when you say they, you're not wrong when you say white, Mum. I understand why you say white, because it is a white country and it is a white system, and it is you know, essentially majority white government that run this country. So these laws and these policies and these rules are essentially made by majority white powers. So I understand what you mean, but in terms of the ordinary everyday white person who has no power or control over any of these things, they are suffering just as much as we are with freedom and just being left alone to live, you know. In my opinion, anyway. This is just my opinion, Mum, you know.
Yes.
So I just want to explain that to the audience, because I know what you mean. But I want to kind of, you know, dissect it a bit for people to understand, you know. But yeah, jealous of your freedom. Well, jealousy, yes. You know, I suppose if you don't like someone being free, then you could accuse that person, you could be accused of being jealous of it, you know. I think that there is an issue with controlling people in the world, you know. There seems to be, from day dot, you know, a need for a minority of you know, people to control the masses, you know what I mean? We've never really got away from that. But essentially what we're talking about is, I suppose, when there was less or seemed to be less control and less of a controlling hand on the people. And I think we reached a peak of that, and we're going in reverse now. You know, those days I could park anywhere I wanted to park.
Yeah.
As long as it didn't, like, you know, as long as it wasn't stupid, blocking, you know. You can't park in the middle of a main road and block the, you know.
Yeah.
You could expect to be moved and the police to be called, but now it's like you're essentially paying to park outside your house. You're paying to park outside the shop. You've got to pay. You can't get in your car and not pay on a daily basis. Yes, you might have a residence parking permit, but that's just to park outside your house. Once you move it, you've got to just keep. So it's a lot of financial pressure that wasn't there.
That wasn't.
I don't think that when I was sort of 25 years old that I felt poor. I had nothing and I felt much richer. Yeah.
And
I really did. And I have more now, but I feel poorer. If that makes sense, Mark.
Yeah. When you were
So wealth is not really just about finance, is it? It's about quality of life and your freedom, being able to experience freedom.
Yeah.
You know, because those are the memories you end up with, isn't it? Those memories where you were free and you enjoyed it. That's what you remember.
Yeah.
You know, but this sort of oppression was never, will never be, has never been, and will never be good for anyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What do you think, Mark?
Of course it can.
Yeah. I think people apparently, from what I'm hearing, Mummy, people are running away from the UK now in their droves, trying to get out. And I think it boils down to exactly what we're talking about. There's not enough freedom, and there's too much emphasis on paying bills and rules that you can't do this, you can't do that, you got to pay this and pay. It's too much. The balance between what you're earning and your bills doesn't leave any room for let's take the kids to the seaside anymore, you know, because it's so tight. So the quality of life is really, really bad here. Then on top of it, you've got this 90% rain and wind and cold, and a 10% window of sunshine doesn't help, in my opinion. What do you think, Mark?
Not help at all.
Because again, you could argue that there's some really poor countries that happen to have the sunshine, and they are very happy. Yeah. Even though they don't have much monetarily, they are very rich.
Yeah. Yes.
In the sun.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, we've arrived at my sister's now, so that was a quick one.
Anywhere to park?
Yeah, we're gonna try and look for parking, like we were just talking about, right? Guys, thanks for joining us. We're gonna do another video. So I hope you stayed. Say bye, Mum.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take care.